You're so shiny. Shiny, shiny.
Greetings, Earth humans. Name's Nanoman, and I'm with Control 9, the ship's computer. Hi, Control 9.
Control 9.
How are you today?
Well, I may have multiple personality disorder, but at least I'm not asymmetrical. Here's Nanoman's good side.
And here's Nanoman's bad side.
Nanoman's good side.
Nanoman's bad side.
And I'm here to get my teeth fixed.
I've got other things to do. Can we just skip this?
Oh my God, don't stop now!
Control,
It's
no!
down the rabbit hole for you, Alter Bite.
See a noise you walk? Did you ever hear a turtle talk? Did you ever see a caterpillar popping on a flight? Or a mouse with a sail on the tip of a stick? Certain little girl once did, and she got into a hole for a kid. Yeah, she got into a hole of a funny old bunny and down she slid. Before she understood, the girl was Alice, and little Alice, where she could be. The place was Wonderland, where even rabbits have human habits. And Tweedledum and Tweedledee. In the kitchen was an ugly cook, and the Duchess with an ugly look. And the Duchess had a baby that was turned into a pig, and the cook was a bear when she flung kitchenware. Alice even saw their glee, but she didn't even dare to call. If you whispered when the Queen made a ruling, no fooling, she'd have your head chopped off. There never was a scene so topsy-turvy, but she was nervy and didn't even scream, but she was made a queen. And had a palace, and little Alice awoke and found a wonderland to be.
We're back. We're back into my saucer, Nucleus. I'm the altar boy. And I've been in space for 800 years. Oh, you've heard that already. I have another guest. My guest today is Mr. Chris Wilkinson. He has a story to tell. I'm not sure if it's an abduction, but as you know, we abduct people to tell us their stories. Chris, so glad to have you here at the Saucer Nucleus, and why don't you have a seat and tell us your story.
Well, this story goes back quite a while. I think it has something to do with aliens. Back in the day, in my old neighborhood, there was this woman lived in this house, and she kept rabbits in the backyard. And they were, you know, huge bunnies and bigger rabbits.
Now wait, it's been a long time. Let's see. Rabbits, long ears, puffy tails.
Yes.
Sometimes white.
Most times white.
Oh.
In fact, these were almost all white.
But these particular bunnies were white.
Yes. You gotta understand, this woman was like 300 pounds. And she stayed in the house, she did not come out. And she lived in this nightgown and stuff, you know, so whatever.
She lived in her
She lived in her nightgown, never seen her in anything but a nightgown. Anyway, there was like 2 gates in the backyard. One was to set the rabbits apart because she had 4 Dobermans as well.
So she had this gate to separate the rabbits from the Dobermans.
Correct.
That's the typical species ploy.
And basically we were, you know, petting the rabbits and everything. All of a sudden I hear the back screen door. And we both looked at each other and knew the next thing was these friggin' Dobermans at our heels. We ran, we jumped, I don't know how we jumped this fence, but we jumped a fence that was probably twice our height. We told her that we lived in this house, this other house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this house was like a mansion, and it's really weird in Gage Park for a mansion to exist. It was because it's all brick bungalows, and all of a sudden there's this house that's like really a rich house, and no one was ever seen in this house.
This is getting kind of scary.
Anyway, we told her, oh yeah, we live over there, and you know, we accidentally left our books in there and this and that. And she just went into a tirade once she found out that we lived in that house, when we said we lived in that house. She said, what, you're those aliens that live in that house? Now, I'm not sure if she meant because of the racial mix in the neighborhood. I don't know what she was getting at, maybe, because there's a lot of racism there. But that's the word she used, the aliens, right? Anyway, that day goes by there, and after her tirade, me and Doug thought about it, and we said, we got to go over to this house, because just to check it out. So, and we used to go over there and never see anyone there. People would come and cut the grass, but you'd never see a living person that lived at the house. So we'd sneak and look through the windows and stuff, and you'd see costumes and stuff in the windows, but you never seen anybody.
This is getting kind of scary.
Anyway, this one time we went there. This was the same day as the day that we went over the fence. Same day later. Anyway,
what year was this?
This was, I was 10 years old.
Oh, that was a good year.
I don't know if I was 10. I was like 10 or 12 or something. Anyway, Doug was on my shoulders because there was this window higher that you couldn't get to at our height. And he's peering through the window. And I'm telling you that I seen through his eyes what he's seen in that house. And what he's seen sitting in an ottoman was an 8-foot tall white rabbit, powder blue smoking jacket, sitting just like I am, smoking a fucking Sherlock Holmes pipe. Just like this.
Wait a minute, this sounds like some kind of story
Now,
from Ireland or something.
You gotta understand though, too, is that I didn't actually look through the window, but I seen this image.
Wait a second over here.
Looking at his
trying
face,
to tell
I
the
could
altar
see the
boy
rabbit in his eyes.
that you were having some kind of altered experience on Earth just by hanging out in backyards and stuff?
I'm telling you, it must have had something to do. And this is how it has to do with aliens. Because that night, the same day, there was, like the transformers on the telephone poles? One blew up in that alley that night, in my alley, right by my house. It blew up. I went out to the yard to see what that was. And there was the sound of a chopper.
A helicopter.
Yeah, and I thought it was a helicopter. So there's a chopper sound. I go outside, and there's like a light going through the alley like that, But then all of a sudden, it was almost like daylight. It felt like it was like about 2 a.m. or something for about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And then that's when I realized I didn't think it was just a regular helicopter. And if it was, it had some unbelievable lights. And it was searching for something.
That you might have seen a UFO that night?
I think it might have been. But I mean, other people have seen it and said that they thought it was, there was supposedly an arsonist in the neighborhood, that they were looking for an arsonist that was escaping the scene. So they had a cop helicopter. That was the explanation. But I'll tell you one thing.
But that explanation
I never seen
didn't
a
hold
helicopter turn the whole block into daylight before in my life. I don't know any helicopters that can do that. And I was in my yard and it was daylight. I mean, it was like, it felt like the sun was out.
Did you see any hint of long-eared creatures? No. Wow, what a story.
It's a crazy one, but those are the facts, man.
Wow. I have never heard of extraterrestrials projecting holographic images of bunnies in old houses. This is Chicago.
This is Chicago.
Was it around the 30s?
This was like the 70s.
This was in the 70s.
The disco era.
Well, let's see. The media dropped her in Chicago in the 30s.
In fact, it was like the bicentennial.
And then the world was created in 1962. Hey, did you all know that your world is only 37 years old? Well, the extraterrestrials recreated it in 62. Now, that might have something to do... Do you like Bugs Bunny cartoons? Like that?
Yeah, they're all right.
I thought so. Because you know how perception works.
What are you getting at?
Perception works. There are billions of signals funneling into the human brain every microsecond, You might not understand how big your brains are, friends, but there are tons of things coming in there. And so that you can figure out where you're going and not falling over stuff, it filters out to a few hundred of the signals that you need, and then it projects those things outward.
What does?
Your brain.
Oh.
So the image you see is in your brain.
The image was there though. This was there. This had nothing to do with perception. This was just like this is here.
Did you go feel the bunny? Did you feel that bunny?
No, I didn't.
You saw the bunny through the window?
I saw the bunny etched in someone's eyes, so I can tell you. I know the bunny was there. You don't have to. You don't gotta believe it, and I don't care if you believe it. To be honest.
I'm not saying I'm not believing you. I'm saying I'm in your brain, friend. That's all I'm saying.
He's scaring
Just
me.
like the bunny.
Just like the bunny.
Yeah. Why I can demonstrate.
Well, how could two people have the same thing then?
Well,
when I didn't even
a concept
look through
called
the
morphic resonance. Happens all the time.
Now that I could believe.
You know, your scientists,
That's something I can take.
they'd be
stock
in different countries,
Morphic resonance.
and for some reason, they're coming up with the same theorem. Poets
Theorem?
do it all the time.
It's got the whole in its mind. It's got the whole wide hole in its mind. It's got the whole in its mind. It's got the whole in its mind. It's got you and me, sister, in its mind. It's got the you and me, brother, in its mind. It's got you and me, non-binary, in its mind. It's got the whole in its mind. It's got the never even born in its mind. It's got imaginary numbers in its mind. It's got the all and the everything in its mind. It's got the whole in its mind.
Let's go around just one more
It's got
time.
the whole in its mind. It's got the whole wide hole in its mind. It's got the whole in its mind. It's got the whole in its mind.
Thanks for coming down, and
Maybe you can help me explain those different stories. Thank you.
would you come back on my show again?
I would love to.
Oh, please do.
Thanks,
Because you've got the that story. That story's gonna.
You'll be dreaming about it.
I think so. Because you know, the whole world is projecting outside my head too. Matter of fact, you're dreaming this right now, good television viewer. Wake up! Wake up! All right, maybe we better take this saucer off. But before we go, let's show one more cosmic cartoon. Woohoo! All right, here it goes. Roll the cosmic cartoon. Control 9.
Time for a cosmic cartoon.
A púca.
Ready?
for being with us, everyone. Chicago. See you next time with Abductions and the Altar Boy. Let's go, Control 9. Off. Take Chris with us.